it to the days of Noah during the flood and Sodom and Gomorrah in the days of Lot. He also warns them to be ready when the Lord comes. And they warn not to turn back. He warns them not to turn back on anything. And then, if you see right there, he says, in the middle of all his teachings, he says, remember Lot's wife.
Yeah.
Now, why would Jesus not bring up, remember Abraham, or Isaac or Jacob, or Ruth or Esther, or Deborah? I mean, we didn't even know the chick's name. But yet, he says, remember Lot's wife. Well, what do we know exactly? Let's see what the Bible tells us about Lot's wife.
Come on now.
Well, first, you got some theologians and Hebrews and Jews that say his wife's name was Adu or Edith. But that's not what we're not concerned with her name today. What I need you to know is she was married to Lot. And she lived in a place called Sodom, where God was about to raise judgment against the city.
All right.
And she was told, along with Lot and her two unmarried daughters, to leave the city. And they were commanded not to look behind them as they fled. But she wanted to be hard-headed.
Watch out. I don't like something about that, no.
She wanted to think about everything but what she needed to do to get out the city. So when she looked behind her, she was instantly judged and turned into a pillar of salt.
Yes, sir.
Get back.
Somebody says, shaking like a salt shaker. How many of y'all in here consider yourselves leaders or parents of somebody or something? Hands. Okay, good. What I want you parents and leaders to do is repeat after me. How did I lose you?
How did I lose you?
Okay. Y'all got it. Y'all with me today. Children. Then children of the Most High God. If you are under a covering of a ministry or minister, if you're under an employer or boss, or if you're under a teacher of any tutelage of any kind, I want you to say, why did I leave you?
Why did I leave?
That covers everybody here. Everybody should have said it. Why did I leave you? See, this is a word of God concerning your hearts that ask simple questions. How did I lose you? And why did I leave you? Whether you're Lot or Lot's wife, in this leader flock scenario, I want you to remember one thing. How did I lose you or lose them? And why did I leave you? The title that came to mind, as my spiritual adopted son told y'all,
Okay, come on.
is Don't Stop, Get It. And see, I'm going to need some help with this today.
All right.
Now, when I say don't stop, I want you to say get it. And I want you to point like you're thinking about something.
All right.
So that when this word hits your brain, it will pierce your heart.
Yes, sir.
Don't stop.
Get
it. Don't stop.
Get it.
Don't stop.
Get it.
Don't stop.
Get it.
All right, y'all with me.
All right.
Lot's wife was married to a good family, Pastor. Paul, she was married to the only family on earth at the time that was worshiping God.
That's right.
She knew Abraham. She was there with Abraham, who was considered a friend of God.
Yeah.
In James 2:23.
Come on now.
She saw her husband's uncle's dedication to the Lord, and he was building altars, and he was working under the authority of God to save Lot in Genesis chapter 14. you look back? See, Lot's wife knew God because of Lot and Abraham.
That's right.
See, despite of Lot's failures, in 2 Peter 2:6, he said he was a righteous man. Look like she could have learned something from old Lot.
That's right.
But she refused to follow her husband. She refused to flee the wrath of God.
Yes.
Y'all ever been in, it's a comedian, I know some of y'all watch it, so, you know, I know y'all want to watch it. Cedric the Entertainer. He said, and this is true, he said, you could just be walking, talking about, you know, hey, Craig, now. And then somebody will just start running. And you just...
What's going on?
You just be running. You don't know, hey man, why was you running? Hey, I don't know, man, you was running, you just started running. And me and Renda, we talked about that because it's true. It's true. You sit there, you know, it don't matter what nobody else doing. If somebody start running, especially in the hood, you out of there.
Yes, sir.
That's right.
However, Lot's wife had her husband in front of her. He wasn't looking back.
No, sir. No, sir. We getting up out of here.
So repeat after me. How did I lose them? You want to know how you lost when he says Lot's wife? You see, you parents thought that it would just be enough that you gave me a nice place to stay. Or husbands, you thought it would be enough if you just put me up in a nice spiritual basis. Talking about for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. Everything will be just everything because you said that. Pastors and educators and ministers, you thought if you just build a church, speak in tongues a couple times a week, pray and teach a couple times a week, that your ministries would just take off. You thought leaders and teachers, that if you just came up in the house of the Lord, start yelling, asking people to hold hands and commune together, sing a couple songs, it would exempt you from the work of the Lord.
Come on now. Oh, watch it now.
You mothers and you fathers thought if you gave your kids some video games while you went up here to Club Ritz and got your groove on. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going in. Y'all thought that if you dropped it like it was hot while we dropped it, the knowledge of the word of God on these children, that everything would be okay. But guess what? We're losing the war on our kids. We are losing the war against the world, and it's all our fault. Don't stop. Get it.
All right.
You see, a lot of y'all got people food, but you ain't got me food. See, I done been in some of y'all's houses.
Help us, Lord.
I done been in some houses as a police officer of God-fearing people.
Help us right now.
With flags, with church banners on their walls and all of this, and will cuss you out. So what? If you're preaching to everybody's kids and teaching to everybody else's parents, you're still not off the hook from South Street. Because broad is the road that leads to destruction, but narrow is the way that leads to salvation. Don't stop. Get it. See, Lot's wife looked at her husband with many spiritual failures. In Genesis, going back a little bit, in Genesis we see y'all that Lot traded his tent overlooking the city full of sin
he did.
for a condo in the same city.
Yes, sir.
See, Lots, you thought it would be all right if you just looked outside of Sodom.
All right.
And see, then you thought it would be all right if you just peeked in just a little bit.
All right.
And then you thought that your children would be all right if they just looked in with you. Or if your sheep just looked in with you. And then you just could step into Sodom. And then you said, since you're already in there, you was going